We've all heard the phrase, love the skin you're in, but when someone, especially a wealthy individual with the means to afford high-end cosmetic products, chooses to change what they don't like about their appearance, it raises the question of what happens when extreme wealth drives people to transform themselves into plastic dolls. So leave a comment and take a look at how some of the richest have done exactly that. Women often dream of achieving an hourglass figure, but for 31-year-old Swedish model and former electrician Pixie Fox, this dream turned into a reality through over $125,000 spent on more than 200 cosmetic surgeries, including rhinoplasty, eyelid surgery, brow lifts, breast augmentations, a Brazilian butt lift, lip and cheek fillers, permanent makeup, and even a dangerous rib removal surgery in 2015 to shrink her waist to just 16 inches in an attempt to resemble her favorite animated characters like The Little Mermaid and Jessica Rabbit. While also undergoing jaw reshaping and eye implant procedures in South Korea and India to give herself a more cartoonish look. And despite the extreme nature of her transformations, Pixie has gained international fame, appearing in over 180 newspapers and TV channels across 42 countries, possibly funding her obsession with the media's attention. Though we can't help but wonder how long until she finds a surgery to turn herself into a 2D character. The iconic line, "I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom" from Mean Girls perfectly captures the vibe of 45-year-old Nanette Hammond, a Cincinnati mother of 5 who rejected the idea of looking ordinary and instead set out to become a real-life Barbie, a goal that's cost nearly $500,000 since she began her transformation at age 21 with platinum blonde hair and a $3,000 breast augmentation, followed by regular Botox and collagen lip fillers, eventually splurging in her 30s on $1,700 hair extensions, $140 monthly tanning, $350 mani-pedis, $490 eyelash treatments, and $280 monthly on custom-made clothing to fit her petite frame. While at age 38, she underwent another breast surgery to reach a 28H cup for $9,800 and spent $5,800 more on dental veneers for a perfect doll-like smile, all bankrolled by her husband Dave, who also gifted her 3 custom Barbie cars worth $247,000, with Nanette proudly embracing her over-the-top lifestyle and saying her children fully support her cosmetic journey, seeing her as a successful example of achieving dreams through surgery. If you saw Jocelyn Wildenstein today standing next to her former self, you likely wouldn't recognize them as the same person, because instead of resembling the glamorous socialite she once was, she now looks more like a surreal painting brought to life. The result of a journey that began in Lucerne, Switzerland in 1945, led her to Paris, where she became a skilled hunter and pilot, brought her into marriage with billionaire art dealer Alec Wildenstein. Ended in a scandalous 1999 divorce following his affair with a 19-year-old Russian model, and spiraled into a transformation driven by her plan to win him back by morphing herself into a wild animal he might love, funded by a $2.5 billion settlement and $100 million a year in alimony, all spent on alleged surgeries ranging from facelifts and eyelid lifts to cheek implants and canthopexy to create a feline look, though she denies ever having any work done and attributes her appearance to Swiss heritage. Before her lavish life in a $13 million Trump Tower apartment came crashing down in 2018 when she filed for bankruptcy, claiming her bank account was empty, raising the question of whether plastic surgeons take IOUs these days. Jessica Alves, a Brazilian-British TV personality and former flight attendant born as Rodrigo Alves in Sao Paulo in 1983, began her extensive cosmetic surgery journey at age 19 with a nose job, and initially set out to look like the idealized male Ken doll, motivated by childhood bullying, body insecurity, and a desire for perfection, undergoing over 100 procedures totaling more than $500,000, including hair transplants, brow and eyelid lifts, ear reduction, cheek implants, and body fillers, only to later confront her hidden truth as a transgender woman, ultimately embracing her identity by publicly transitioning in 2020. Spending an additional $130,000 on gender confirmation surgeries like breast augmentation, Adam's apple reduction, jawline contouring, and more to transform into a Barbie-like figure with blonde hair, a slim waist, and plump lips, all funded through her family's successful grocery business and her own Marbella real estate rentals, while also building a TV career on shows like Celebrity Big Brother UK, and despite already having a highly distinctive look, she continues to plan additional procedures to fully complete her transformation. Valeria Lukyanova, the 35-year-old Ukrainian model known as the real-life Barbie, is instantly recognizable thanks to her striking icy blue eyes, platinum blonde hair, and nearly impossible body proportions, making it hard to believe she's not just a doll manufactured in a factory, but her transformation from a rebellious Gothic teenager in Moldova to a globally recognized influencer began when she moved to Odessa at 16, dyed her hair platinum, and met a wealthy construction tycoon named Dmitry, who helped fund her cosmetic journey. Though she openly admits to having only breast augmentation, she insists her look is due to makeup, exercise, and diet. Despite rumors about her surgeries and her brief involvement with the breatharianism cult in 2014, where she tried to live on light and air alone, only to abandon it as unsustainable, while her uncanny appearance has inspired real-life followers like YouTuber Anastasia Shagina, who replicates her look through makeup, making her an unsettling but fascinating figure who, thankfully, didn't model herself after a more sinister image like Chucky. If Valeria Lukyanova is the real-life Barbie, then Justin Jedlicka is undoubtedly Ken. And in fact, if he were to stand in a store and pretend to be a doll, you'd probably never give him a second glance, as Justin, now 40 and born in New York in 1980, became fascinated with cosmetic surgery after watching Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous as a child, viewing surgery as a symbol of wealth and luxury. And although his parents didn't support his aspirations, he began his transformation just 4 days after turning 18 with a rhinoplasty, eventually undergoing around 190 surgeries by 2012. including breast implants, shoulder and arm implants, eyebrow lifts, and cheek implants. And despite rumors suggesting he's now undergone more than 1,000 surgeries, he's virtually all plastic, with his journey partly funded through a marriage to a successful businessman that allowed him to live in Trump Tower until their 2016 divorce, during which he claimed to have spent around $600,000 on his transformation. And now living in Australia, Justin proudly embraces his identity within a polyamorous relationship, offering a modern twist on the classic Barbie and Ken story from my childhood. If Valeria Lukyanova is the inspiration for a real-life plastic doll, then 22-year-old Iranian influencer Sahar Tabar, whose real name is Fatima Kishan, chose to model herself after Hollywood icon Angelina Jolie. Though if she believed she resembled the actress, she might want to get her eyes checked, as Sahar's appearance is often compared to a zombified version of Jolie, with her eerie, distorted look attracting hundreds of thousands of Instagram followers in 2017, despite heavy use of Photoshop to alter her features, such as a high nose, ultra-slim body, blotchy skin, colored contact lenses, and cheek earrings. And while some cosmetic surgeries, including rhinoplasty, liposuction, and filler injections in her lips and cheeks, have clearly been part of the transformation, Sahar's personal life and the source of funds for her procedures remain unclear, especially after she was arrested in Iran in October 2019 on charges of inciting youth, insulting others, and inciting violence, which led to a 10-year prison sentence and a public appeal to Angelina Jolie for her release, with her Instagram account also being deleted, meaning we may never hear from the zombie Angelina Jolie again. If you're a fan of RuPaul's Drag Race, then Detox, real name Matthew Sanderson, needs no introduction, as she not only placed 4th in Season 5 and finished runner-up in All Stars 2, but also became one of the most visually transformed contestants in the show's history, rising to fame through early 2000s nightclub performances, starring in music videos for Rihanna and Keisha, landing a New York Magazine cover in 2019, and ranking 14th on their list of the 100 most powerful drag queens in America. All while undergoing dramatic physical changes both in and out of drag, including discovering cosmetic surgery at 17, injecting gallons of silicone into her hips, chest, shoulders, and buttocks to create a sculpted look, and later making headlines in 2018 after a failed abdominal implant procedure that left her with lumpy, uneven abs, an ordeal she sought to fix on the show Botched, highlighting the lengths some wealthy individuals go to in avoiding traditional exercise, even as cosmetic surgery remains controversial and alternatives like the hair loss treatment service. Keeps, sponsor of today's video, offer easier options for managing appearance in a world where 2/3 of men face baldness by age 35. If you happen to walk past 56-year-old Italian transgender woman Fulvia Paulino on the street, you might mistake her for an inflated doll. But if you looked closely at her wedding day, you'd hardly recognize her, as Fulvia, formerly known as Fulio, kept her true identity hidden until she decided to transition after 20 years of living as a man in her small hometown of Pugno, where she had a wife, Marisa, and a family. But when Fulvia could no longer hide who she was, Marisa stood by her side, supporting Fulvia through her $80,000 transition journey. Which included multiple surgeries like lip and cheek filler injections, breast augmentations, liposuctions, skin removal, laser hair removal, and a $30,000 butt lift, all funded by selling her guns, cars, and property. Although not all of the surgeries went as planned, such as one that lowered her belly button 6 inches and another that left her lips unnaturally large, and despite facing rejection from her deeply religious family and town, Fulvia and Marissa found solace in each other, proving that love cannot be measured in money. It sometimes seems like people obsessed with plastic surgery are trying to outdo one another in shocking body transformations. But when it comes to extreme body modification, there's only one true queen, and that's Martina Big, a 32-year-old woman from Western Germany who started her career as a flight attendant, later transitioned to a full-time model and actress, and after her first breast augmentation in 2012, has undergone 23 more surgeries to increase her breast size to an enormous 32S, each breast now containing implants nearly 10 times the size of a double D, which she inflates with a saline pump. And while her body transformation raised eyebrows, Martina's obsession with tanning and her eventual change in skin tone, along with experimental skin injections that led her to claim she was no longer a white woman, has been even more shocking, especially after she traveled to Kenya in 2019, where she was baptized and given the name Malika Kua, signifying her belief that she is truly an African woman at heart, despite facing criticism, showing that some of these extreme transformations may leave a lasting impact on the world of cosmetic procedures, while sparking intense controversy and debates about self-expression and perfection.